Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Green Raven here. Alright, so, as some of you may know, my dog is being needy today. As some of you may know, I like Judge Dredd, and I also like visual novels. So this is the best of both worlds, a Judge Dredd visual novel. Alright, and away we go, shall we? Look at the happiest lawman on earth. Although if you flip it around, he does look kind of happy. Anyways, so yeah, that's the way we go. Alright, before entering Mega City 1, you must choose your difficulty. Classic. The hardest setting should only be chosen by expert judges and gamebook adventure players. You start the story with standard stats. You can use as many bookmarks as you like. Casual. This is the easiest mode. This should be chosen by inexperienced judges, new to gamebook players, or who want the ultimate casual reading experience. You will receive an extra medkit and increased stats to help you if you fail to complete the gamebook. On this mode, you do not deserve to be wearing the uniform. Also, novice mode also allows you to go back anytime and reevaluate your decisions and make any free time. Alright, so we shall not be choosing casual. We should be standard. Very much so. Okay. There you are with that interesting thing. Judge Dredd. So yeah, quick little recap. Like most people, I was introduced to Judge Dredd through the apparently horrible Sylvester Stallone movie. Yeah, because it just like only years later did I find out just how bad. Because like comic book movies usually aren't that good, right? Well, that movie apparently butchered the entire Judge Dredd thing. But anyway, so yeah, Judge Dredd currently has a lawgiver, daystick, judge armor. Nothing interesting. We have a med kit. You have not found anything interesting. You have a lawmaster companion. Authority 8, lawgiver skill 8, lawmaster skill 8, fitness 8, offense 2 of 6, defense 4 of 6, vitality 30. Okay, you stand before Sector House 106, about to report for duty. You consider the circumstances that have brought you to this assignment. A Sector House is the linchpin of the Justice Department in an average sector. In so much as any sector in Mega City 1 can be called average. But following a series of unrelated deaths, injuries, retirements, and transfers, the sector has suddenly found itself short of senior street judges. What the hell? That was weird. Alright. A number of experienced judges are being reassigned to fill this temporary shortfall. Foremost among them, yourself, Judge Dredd. Upon entering the main foyer, you are faced with a familiar chaos. Perps being led to their cells by arresting officers, as citizens are being brought in for questioning or to collect stolen goods retrieved by the Justice Department. Auxiliary scramble trying to deal with the mayhem. A judge introduces himself to you. Sir, Judge Mannheim. Welcome to Sector 106. Oh, sir, Judge Mannheim. Welcome to Sector 106. We weren't expecting you for another hour or so. Sector Chief Lush is in the control room at the moment and wishes to speak with you before you start your patrol. Once he has done so, I recommend use the time available to prepare for your patrol. You're free to use any of our facilities before B-Watch begins your shift. You move on to meet with Sector Chief Lush in the control room. Now that's a man that likes his law. I'm just looking at the background. Crime in progress. That is a man that definitely likes the law. Anyways. You walk into the control room. The room is a hive of activity and efficiency of activity and efficiency as judges and auxiliaries hand out assignments to deal with the day-to-day crimes found in the sector. Live camera feeds bring up to the second information on ongoing situation, providing judges on the ground with updates they need to perform their duties. Lush is a senior officer who you know only by reputation, a judge of the old school. He has worked his way to the current position through fierce determination and the strict application of the law. A man worthy of command. Lush is rapidly approaching a time where retirement looms. However, you can see age and old injuries from the streets have begun to catch up with him. He grimaces as he rises from his chair and approaches, shaking your head. A pleasure to meet you, Dredd. This is my team. Lush indicates a number of senior judges watching the vid screens alongside the sector chief. Gonzalez, Marsham, Wilburn, Toaster, Palmer, Kwan. I believe you worked with Kwan before. Together we run the sector, and while things can never be regarded as great, I'd like to think that we do as good of a job as any sector house. It is good to have you on board. The loss of so many senior judges could have really let the perps off the hook. Gonzalez here was able to get through the necessary paperwork in time, so there should be enough officers out here. Marsham is B-Watch commander, so he will be looking out after you, at least initially. Toaster Kwan oversee A and C watches respectively. I'm sure you get to work with them later. I'm due to speak at the opening of a new Maestro Heights development at Harry Houdini block. Hence the full regalia. We have the normal problems of any sector, plus the added issues of having port facilities, although we keep a tight lid on things. There are a few ongoing investigations you might want to become familiar with. Other than that, I doubt there's much I need to say to a judge of your caliber. Now, I must go prepare in my office. Gonzalez, here, will you look after any paperwork you need? Oh, Gonzalez here will look after any paperwork. Nice to have you on board. Having completed his introduction, Sector Chief Lush nods to you and the rest of his team before departing for his side office. If you have any further business here, turn to page 9. Excuse me. If you have any further business here, turn to page 99. Or if you choose to leave the area and prepare to go on your patrol, turn to page 77. Just want to quickly look at this man again. This man is amazing. Awesome. Anyways, we'll just stick around here for a little bit. You decide you might need to be sure on one or two more things before proceeding. If you want to ask Lush about the ongoing investigations, however, if you wish to discuss your patrol with Judge Marsham, alternatively, if you wish to watch the control room operates, if you choose to leave the area, prepare. Okay, let's ask him about the ongoing investigations. In the privacy of a small side office, Lush Kuka gives you an overview of some key investigations currently in progress. We have an ongoing undercover operation in the port area. If you get any leads on any smuggling activity, you will need to let Marsham know so he can coordinate efforts with the Wally squad. Last thing we need is for the smugglers to get wind of our investigation and close shop just because we've pulled over some small fry. We are after those behind us smuggling coffee, jizz, I know what it says, jizz, sugar, arms, you name it. Sorry, I just can't help it, jizz. You name it, someone is trying to move it through the sector. I understand we are closing in on some major players, so you may be called in as backup at some point for the judges already on the ground. We also have a couple of serial killers on the prowl. One appears to be killing drivers on some of the roadways not covered by surveillance cameras. We believe the perps are operating from a vehicle and are equipped with some military-grade weapons. The other killer is targeting slab walkers around the docks. Although we have a few leads we are working on, and Quan tells me to expect an arrest soon. Finally, we're trying to bring down the major mob figure in the area. Sal Gonzotti is one of the most careful hoods I have ever come across. Always speaks through his crooked lawyers. He's able to beat our lie detectors every time. Sooner or later, we'll get him. But like I said, the creep is a hard man to pin anything on. Well, now I really have to get to Houdini. If you do need anything else, talk to Marsham. Turn to page 99. You decide you might need to be sure on... Okay. Let us go ahead and discuss our patrol. Come in, Dredd, Marsham says, gesturing you into his office. You have a roving brief, but I also want you to patrol the northwestern quadrant, as you'll be the senior judge assigned to that area during B-Watch. The area is rife with Juve gangs and has a lot of street-level crime, which I know is your forte. A number of the local perps have gotten wind of our judge shortage, and they think they can get away with their crimes more easily. I want you to dissuade them. Your lawmaker will be updated with details on your patrol area. Since you have not worked the sector before, I recommend you make full use of the data it can provide. We have heard rumors of a major heist going somewhere in the area, and have spotted a couple of out-of-sector heisters nearby. We're sure you can handle it, but backup will be available if you request it, just in case you can't. Your meeting with Marsham is over. You move on, leaving him to his paperwork. Do all of the things. Let's watch how the control room operates, shall we? You stay in the control room for a short while, checking to see how the place works. It is soon apparent that it is a textbook example of efficiency, and you can tell the men and women staffing it are dedicated to their roles. Having satisfied your curiosity, you move on. Alright, we are done. Let's go prepare for our patrol. The sector house provides you with numerous ways in which to prepare for patrol on the streets. You have time to perform 3 of the following tasks before patrol starts. You can report to the firing range to get some practice. You can report to the army to upgrade your equipment. You can visit the mess hall to have a meal. You can use a sweep machine to get some much needed rest after you're nearby. After you're near, continue 72 hours on the streets. What else? You can visit the briefing room to get up-to-minute crimes on what's happening in the sector. You can go to the garage to see if they can fine-tune your Lawmaster bike. Okay. Really quick distraction, deviation thing. For those of you who watched the Judge Dredd movie, you will know that you are a science experiment. You were created from the DNA of like 100 different judges, so you're an ultimate badass. That's why you can work 72 hours continuously without sleep or food or whatever. And if you follow the original thing, you are actually the direct biological reincarnation of Judge that guy whose name I can't remember from Let's Play. Point is though, you were basically the very first judge, and they like dug up his bones and shit and created you from one way or the other. You're a super soldier. Anyways, only one of 3 things. Let's see. Shooting equipment, have food, sleep, updates, bike. You know what? Let's report to the firing range. The firing range is an older design, but more than sufficient for your needs. Robotic targets present themselves in a mock street scene, shooting at you with stun blasters. You quickly get your eye in and manage a near-perfect round of scoring, ironing out any kinks from your journey here. Your lawgiver skill increases by 1. The robots go down with a selection of a few well-placed shots before you complete the course. You turn to leave the area when you spot a couple of auxiliaries in the viewing gallery. They quickly move on when they realize they've become aware of your presence. You become aware of they're gawking. Oh, so cute. Okay, what else do we want to do? Tune up the bike. and get equipment. A meal does sound, meal would definitely be nice. Yeah, alright, let's report to the armory. The army is full of tech judges working on equipment and ensuring everything is in full working order before the judges hit the streets. A tech by the name of Kinson takes your lawgiver from you and assigns you a replacement. Nothing that, according to your records, your current one has been long overdue for servicing. You managed to get a few shots off on the fire range with their new gun and find it perfectly balanced. Your lawgiver skill increases by 1. Alright. Last big decision. Lawgiver skill is 10. Yeah. Go to the garage and tune up the Lawmaster bike. Food or sleep? Food or sleep? You know what? Let's just have our equipment in fine shape. We'll be just fine. We're Judge Dredd. Alright. Let's, the garage is mostly empty, as A-Watch has been on the streets for a while, and it will be some time before the next rush occurs. A small team of techs are working on various Justice Department vehicles when you enter. One approaches you and quickly pulls out a new Lawmaster for you. We will work on your current bike, but it will be quicker if you use this while we do so. It could be a few hours before we are finished with your current Lawmaster. Except taking the new vehicle, you park it up and then move it out of the garage back into the sector house. Your Lawmaster skill increases by 10. 2. House 10. That would be nice. Alright. And we are good to go. If you have performed 3 tasks and wish to hit the streets, then turn to page 515. Who needs sweeper food? Psh. Once you have finished your preparations, you go into the garage and climb onto your Lawmaster. The perps of 106 are about to get a rude awakening. Hell yeah. It's time for the law. Law, bitches. You leave the sector house behind, riding your Lawmaster along a 4-lane highway, Megway. The high-speed route rapidly takes you to your patrol area, where you begin your shift in earnest. You drive down one of the main thoroughfares on City Bottom. The nearby Ken Russell block is the turf of the Russell Rude Boys, a notorious juvie gang, with the Samuel Walton shopping promenade as a favorite target for petty criminals. As there are currently no crimes being reported in your proximity, you take a moment to consider where to patrol next. If you wish to go to the Ken Russell block, or if you wish to patrol Samuel Walton shopping promenade. Juvies. Let's go patrol the mall. Let's be a mall cop. Mighty knee pad. That chick is practically naked. Alright, Samuel Walton Promenade is a busy shopping area, popular with the nearby blocks as an alternative to the unambiguous block malls. It is also a magnet for criminal elements who prey upon the shoppers and visitors in the area. As you approach the street from a side road, you see a low-flying sky surfer swoop down. I didn't notice the skyboard. Swoop down and grab a handbag from a young woman, knocking her off her feet in the process. Oh, you just broke the law, bitch. You just broke the law. Do you immediately open fire hoping to bring down the perp? Or do you want to try to get close to get a better shot? Maybe you should call for backup. Hell no, alternatively you could attempt to pursue the thief. Let's try to pursue the thief, shall we? You search the immediate vicinity for the thief, but he has disappeared. You feel he is still nearby, lying low, as even with the power board, it is unlikely he could have fled quickly enough to have escaped the notice of the street cameras for long. You begin a search in a wide area. Did you pick up the most up-to-date sector information from the briefing room before you left the parade? No, we did not. If you're foolish enough not to find out the latest information, shush you. You're Judge Dredd. You search high and low, but the purpose eluded you. You curse your luck before proceeding with your patrol. Damn. Having dealt with a few more minor perps, you're contacted by Control. Dredd, we have reports of a theft at Gold Blings, the jewelers on Hip Hawk Street. Proceed there at once. Manager of the store is reporting the theft of items. The perpetrator of the crime is still on the scene. You race there on your lawmaster. When you arrive at the store, you are let in by a female shop assistant. Inside, two men are arguing loudly. The first is a thin black man in a shiny red jacket and gray slacks. He wears several pieces of jewelry, a neck chain, several rings, and a pair of earrings, and a name tag with the legend L. Brown, manager, printed on it. The second man is a Hispanic with a mustache and wears a white jumpsuit with Orange City Slicker brand casual shoes. When they see you, they both begin to raise their voices in an attempt to get their side of the story across. It quickly becomes clear that L. Brown, the man in the shiny red jacket and the name tag, is the manager. No, really. Is the manager of the store. The second man in the white jumpsuit is the accused thief. Pointing at the accused, the manager claims, "This man stole 3 entire trays of expensive rings. Arrest him." 3 trays, the alleged thief cries. I have never been so insulted. Hey, Judge, don't you listen to him. Search me if you wanna, but you'll find nothing. You accuse me of being a cheap thief. Ah. 1 minute, I take out the trays, the manager continues angry. And when I turned my back for just an instant to fetch another, all of my beautiful rings are gone. It had to be him and no one else in the store, man. It was close enough. No one but you, the alleged thief interrupts. I bet you stole the rings and hid them and do this all the time. You is nothing but a liar and a rat. The thief continues his protestations, and as their argument goes on, the volume increases, so they are shouting at one another in an attempt to drown out each other. You can do one of the following. Question the shop to see if she can add anything. Search the alleged thief. Search the manager. Secure both men and search the shop. Check the security cameras. Check Control if they have any information on either man. Let us do that. Control comes back with information on both. According to tax records, the shop manager, Lucius Brown, has held this position for 6 years. His criminal history is negligible, some minor trouble as a juvie, but nothing to warrant more than a verbal warning. He has no reported criminal activity as an adult. The other man, Armando de Grisio, an immigrant from the Pan Am Conglom, he has been in and out of trouble since he gained citizenship, and with a dozen arrests for petty theft. Nothing in the last few years, though. Records indicate he has a prosthetic left arm. Top of the range and impossible to discern if you do not know what you're looking for. You can do one of the following if you have not already. Strip the manager. Strip search the manager. Secure both men. Check the prosthetic arm of Armando de Grisio. Well, let us do that. You grab the man and give his false arm a good yank. Sure enough, it is a prosthetic limb. You begin to remove it, but not without protestations from it. This is brutality. You are attacking a handicapped man, judged. Shut up, or I'll do this to your other arm. This threat, even though it is one you would never carry out, serves to keep him quiet. A merciful outcome. The arm itself appears to be fitted with some sort of powerful vacuum cleaner, and you find the missing rings inside a pouch within the arm. The full workings of this will probably need to be looked at by the techs. 3 years, creep, plus 6 for lying to me. But I did not lie, Judge. I did not steal 3 trays, just one. That pig over there must have had the other 2 somewhere. Alright, babe. While searching the shoplifter, you find a small black and white gadget with a red button on it. If you found one of these, turn to page. If you have not found one of these before, turn to 562. VOD. The thief claims the gadget is a voice of dread, something he bought from a street trader for a few creds. This object fits into the palm of the hand and has a ring of golden color stars around the edge. There is a small speaker on the top of his face with a large red button beneath it. The LED display shows the number 209 on it. Beneath this is the legend VOD in gold lettering. One last component is a small judge's head on a small antenna that bobs gently backwards and forwards as you hold it in your hand. The thief laughs and explains that it's something you flick with your finger when you are annoyed. You decide this is worth adding 6 more months to the creep sentence with the offense of cheeking a judge. Having examined the voice of dread, you cannot deal with the perp. Interesting, very interesting. Oh, okay, that's definitely interesting. Lawmaster, new. Lawgiver, serviced. Alright. Do you add another 6 months to the sentence for lying to you? Or would you prefer to march him outside to the holding post, leaving him claims to the back as you leave to continue patrol? Alternatively, if you agree to suspect the manager too, you could arrange for him to be interviewed. Nah. Arrested. Doug Grisha finally shuts up. With his minor mystery solved, you continue your patrol. Oh, dude! You're back in patrol, riding down Pat Garrett Boulevard, when you hear a loud crash in the disc. Control quickly sends out a message. Units in vicinity of San Walton Memorial Drive. A vehicle has been reported as crashing into the Heritage department store. Multiple casualties. Units in vicinity, respond. You can see a small cloud of dust and smoke in the distance, and immediately turn on your siren as you inform control that you are on your way to the scene. As you get closer, it is obvious that this is a major incident, as stationary traffic quickly builds up. You pass numerous cars, mopeds, and buses until you reach your destination. Once at the store, it is clear that there are going to be numerous casualties. Most of the shop front is rubble, and you can see the bus that has crashed into the department store is partially collapsed. You can see the Chuz Ugly sign, one of the franchises located within Heritage's, precautiously hanging onto the wall. You take a moment to check, but it appears it is not going to fall onto the citizens below just yet. The noise here is deafening, as just about every alarm in the streets has been triggered by the crash, although in the Heritages are far by the loudest. You notice people close to the store are coughing and choking within the dust, and some have fainted. You can quickly move to the bus and ascertain the condition of the passengers. Or if you have a medkit, you could rush to the aid of those citizens that you can clearly see, especially the ones appearing conscious, using an effort to treat casualties until units arrive to deal with the situation. Alternatively, you might call an emergency support teams to deal with the disaster before moving in to help. Let's see how we're good on time. You know what? We're at 30 minutes. I think that's a good time to stop. I will see you folks very soon. Bye-bye.